Alright, welcome back to Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic Lesson Non-Classics. This is going to be episode number 3200 and Doubleshot 3086. Yep, 3200. Interesting reach as far. I don't have anything much else to say. I'm just reading Witchblade and Ultimate Black Panther. I'll discuss that soon. This actually is the penultimate trade of Witchblade Rebirth trade paperback. There's one more left. I thought this is the last one. No, there's one more left to go. One more. And then that's it. Sadly. Written by Tim Seeley. This is Witchblade Rebirth Volume 3. This contains, from Witchblade, issues... Let me find the actual thing here. 161 to 165. Tim Seeley does story Walkabout with Nathan Blake II. Phil Smith does Due Process with Aline Ursoff. So it's probably now at this point, anyways, the 9-month streak basically of the book coming out on time basically has ended. Now it comes out maybe once every 2 months. Yes. Despite how popular this comic book series has been over the past 30 years, there is no denying its biggest problem was its publication schedule. Yes, there will be at times, basically, where the comic will take 2 or 3 months off at a time. Because I think when Tim Seeley started this book, he probably asked, basically, Mark especially this, could we please this book come out on time? And then after a while, it stopped doing that. Yep, so, by the way, there's a question mark I basically put out basically to myself when I was reading. It's like, I think I addressed, there's a thing happened in prior to issue 100 that happened to Sarah, which does get addressed in here. So after the 2-page recap, we go straight to Aspirations, where we have a guy look like he's going on the internet. By the way, Sarah is still in... I think she's still in Chicago, yes, because they moved her to Chicago, and now I see that her amulet is back to the traditional witch watch that she had during the soft reboot they had prior to 100. She's back doing that. I'm glad the artist remembered that. That's look like, and of course she's given with this woman who's a friend of hers. Actually, not a friend of hers. Basically, asked to investigate them because she's a PI, no longer a cop. And we do see return somebody in this book that then we see her go back to, then she turns Witchblade to fight a monster. And then we see a woman who basically who's basically tattooed like she's basically the face paint that similarly to the wrestler Thunder Rosa wears, except that takes up, that pretty much takes her whole face. Her name is Evangelia. And she seems very muscular, except that she has a kind of interesting physique here. Yeah, and she's the character we see on the cover of the book. Yes, this also type of character did pop up also in Xenoscope, but completely different character, by the way. She's like Queen of the Dead, and of course they have to have her face off against this half shark, half crab thing, and she survives that. And she tells some stuff related to what's been going on in the book for a little while. Apparently her hand can turn fire. Yes. And then we see this guy who looks like something's happening to his body. And then we see some guy digging up something, firing a blast off. And a guy gives Sarah flowers. No grotesque monsters this time. Nope, I think that they've dropped that thing. If I can tell, they're not really in here. So we have some other stuff happening here. But the more interesting happens a little bit later. So, and then we see this guy who apparently this female Sean works for, a guy named Estava Muhammad. Yes, this big, tall, who I'm sure Tim Seeley probably trying to pick this guy as sort of Chicago's kingpin, but I think this is debut appearance. They have Black Market, Black Magic. So, and then we see Sarah's police station, where we have more stuff happening here. We have a bear who's also looks like a bear who's been mutated into a stingray for some reason. Yeah, and then we see a tiger shooting out a freaking tentacle from an octopus. You're like, what the heck is going on here? Also, a gorilla that's also a crab. Yes, Sarah has to deal with this damn thing. And this little hybrid, and she's the guy, she falls for him, and then we have this thing called Prodigy. And then we have, oh boy, Jackie Esposito show up, aka the Darkness. Now, here's the thing. Now, I have been a little questioning because it's been a lot of Reddits. Now, she had a daughter part of this. So, Jackie apparently rewrote the timeline. And basically rewrote it where Hope, Sarah's daughter, was never her daughter. Yes, where she hates the man she once loved. And by the way, Hope, now Sarah does remember Hope being her daughter, but yes, so apparently no one else remembers her. And the way it seems like Jackie thinks that apparently, like, oh, like, she make a terrible mother, and basically he points out something interesting, like, apparently he altered the universe just so Sarah wouldn't be a mom. Allies. He's like, Sarah, he's like, I loved you. This is how you treat me? By stealing my life? By killing our daughter? And he basically explains this, basically that as being punched and being out back, honey, you got this all wrong. You act like I changed things because I'm the bad guy here. You make it sound like I stole our daughter out of your wonderful motherly arms because I'm some sick scoundrel who enjoys hurting a woman I came to respect. I know I'm a bad guy, Sarah, but you misunderstood something. Very important. I would never hurt my own child. I will let this godforsaken universe burn to avoid harming our little hair in her head. And I want you to think about that, Sarah, because if you know, show me well as you do, you know that's true. And if you don't, the Witchblade knows the truth. Let it tell you it's been keeping from you. See now, Miles, nothing. There's me trying to stop you, Sarah. The Witchblade remembers that. It does it? Me pulling at you, begging you. Memory a bit. Sink itself in our daughter's soft, warm flesh. It's like I changed the universe, took hope, and rewrote history so you would never have mothers because I couldn't trust you. You didn't deserve her. You killed our daughter. Yeah. So that's the reason why Hope is not here. He wrote the timeline because apparently Sarah tried to kill her own daughter. Oh yeah, he gets shocked by some guy who's currently Sarah's current boyfriend, and they have walkabout. And we have this weird change in artwork where, for some reason, this apparently is true. And apparently the Witchblade basically answers the obvious question, what happened to her daughter. Because I'm sure here's the thing, I think Tim Seeley probably had to read the end because I'm not sure exactly what Sylvester was doing with this. There's some shooting, we have, I mean, it's nice to see Jackie appearing here. Then we have, then he goes off, not mentioning again, we have her not even bothered thinking about her missing daughter. We have her friend, and we see like a ticket from Chicago to New York. Possibly her going back to New York. and maybe go find her daughter. Yep. And she's like, wish to remember her daughter? Yeah. And it says, this one here, due process, the events due process take place occur before Rebirth. So this means this takes place before, it's after 150, between 150 and 151. So just basically look like Sarah just interrogating somebody and horribly go wrong and some monster. Not much. It's okay, but that's it here. Really good stuff here, and really good revelation what happened to Hope. Yes, I'm definitely looking forward to the next time. Now, I give that book roughly a 9 out of 10 because I like the revelation what happened with Hope. Because it seemed like, though, that the writer apparently had to throw it in because I think he maybe forgot something. I'm not sure. Next up we have is Ultimate Black Panther Volume 1, Peace and War, written by Brian Edward Hill. And weird enough, this is the only Black Panther comic out right now. Because in continuity, Black Panther doesn't have a comic anymore. Do not know the reason for that. It's weird. Because as long as reading comics, since 04, he generally put his hand a comic book published. I mean, the last time I can think of he didn't have a comic book published was from, I think it was like, from 2012 to basically about 2015. There was a period of 3 years where he had no comic published. Because after they finished up Black Panther, Man Without Fear, Simultaneously from Man Alive, after the book concluded in 2011, there was a single new Black Panther book released for about a few years. Because for some weird reason, they decided to put Black Panther in a new Avengers title. And though the stuff was up Fantastic Four, that particular book of the stuff happened there, you would have thought, new Black Panther book. Nope, wouldn't happen until 2015. Now, in my honest opinion, the Ty Cotis book under Black Panther, him doing Black Panther, was, in my opinion, really good. It was a damn good run. Nothing bad about the whole run. John Riley, on the other hand, basically had more politics in his book, establishing this prime minister who just hates T'Challa for reasons, and it's a woman. And the way he wrote basically the character, it's like he based her on some real-life Democratic politician. I'm not sure which one, but basically he probably did. And they have Eve Ewing basically doing the last known book published, which, if you see him pop up in some recent books with the shield, a new look for him, yeah, that run gave me a new look, but that run by far, for an ongoing Black Panther book, was by far the shortest Black Panther book to date. You're thinking, how is that the shortest Black Panther book? Because it was 10 issues. This particular book has it where T'Chaka, Black Panther's father, is still very much alive, never killed by Ulysses Claw. He does become Black Panther in the book, and he is married, but not the Storm. Nope. Storm, for some reason, is married to Eric Killmonger in this book, and Black Panther is married to, who in the main continuity is the director of the Age of Wakanda, Okina, and she has hair. Yep, he's married to her. You're like, interesting. Oh yeah, and also, get this. They have where like, the nation of Wakanda is isolated, but then it gets invaded by the forces of Moon Knight. Well, the forces under Ra. The organization is called Moon Knight. There's no mention of Mark Spector's universe at all. Presumably he might be dead. So basically we start with the country being invaded. And it's interesting though, we actually have the Golden City. Look, not much of it does. 616 is a nice city. And for some weird reason, they have it where the king and queen is on a big bed for him. For some weird reason, him and Okina sleep in separate beds. 2 big beds. Now I'm thinking, they're husband and wife. Why in the world are they sleeping in separate beds? This makes no sense at all. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Eric Killmonger in this book is a good guy. That's interesting given the fact that in the main continuity, he's a villain. and the fact he's died a couple times. Also, the movie version of him had it where he was Black Panther's cousin. Yeah. A lot of intrigue here. Now, also, we do have a version with the Midnight Angels in here wearing this particular person here is part of the Dodge Mole, I think it's called, the Black Panther bodyguards, who, in the main continuity, which Storm doesn't like these people because they are potential brides for the Black Panther. That's one of their purposes aside from being T'Challa's bodyguards, who are made up of beautiful women, who two of whom decided to form a relationship with each other, became the Midnight Angels. Yeah. So he of course has to deal with them, and it's weird seeing Storm where she's with Eric Killmonger, because I'm sure fans of hers love it where she's with Black Panther. In this continuity, she's not. I guess Brian Everett Hill tried to go with something different. I gotta say, for a book, it's well thought out. Yeah, the makers has a bit of a shadow on this book per se, but it's not a terrible book. It's a lot of fun. It feels like a traditional Black Panther book, though it's done in the style of the new Ultimate Universe. Interesting, basically, that this version of this Ultimate Black Panther has basically a book. Even the first Ultimate Black Panther in the original Ultimate continuity just mostly appeared in Ultimates 3. Yeah, where actually no, that was Ultimates 3. It was one of the books where it was basically Black Panther, but was actually just actually appeared in New Ultimates. Yeah, he appeared in New Ultimates. Yeah, the original Ultimate Black Panther, he did practically nothing. He appeared in New Ultimates, left the team, did nothing after that. And I appreciate, though, the fact that this Black Panther book, it's like Brian has the essence of the 616 Black Panther, but mixing it with the stuff that's universe, alter some stuff, and you got a really good Black Panther comic. And it's really good. And this is just really enjoyable. Overall, the book I'm going to give a 10 out of 10 because this book was a lot of fun, fantastic artwork, good storytelling, and just a damn good book. It's a shame we can't get this for the in-continuity version of Black Panther. Oh, God forbid we publish a book for him. Now, it could be maybe the reason why we don't have one for him. By the way, Shari is here too, don't worry about that. There is no mention here of Black Panther's, his stepmother. Yeah, the Queen Mother is not here. My guess is she might have been one of the casualties when this universe started because it was revealed in a there's this memorial of these very people who died, and it was revealed that May Parker died. I'm like, that's interesting. But oh boy, when I talk about Ultimate Universe 1 year later, that one shot, it is like, you're like, what? Yeah. So aside from this book debuting this universe version of Black Panther, Eric Killmonger, Okanai, Shara, Storm, which this one she's part of the book and she's basically with Eric Killmonger. There's still traditional Black Panther lore here. My guess is visually the book might be taking some cues from the MCU, which fine. Weird enough, now yes, it looks like it's just made of nanotech, but for some weird reason, I'm not sure why this is, the suit does not cover Black Panther's entire face. I don't know why, because here exposed his mouth. Because in the movie universe, in the original universe, and in the regular 616 universe, the suit covers his whole body, head to toe. And it's all about going to war. And here's now this guy here, staying to Black Panther's right, that is Eric Killmonger. And Storm, who is dating him. Which I still think is weird. Yes, it is so bizarre. And they're at war with the Moon Association. Yeah, and you want war? You got it. You got a war between Wakanda and uh, and the Moon Knight Association, and the god basically agrees to it. Yep, and that's pretty much the book in a nutshell. I give it, like I said, give the book a 9 out of 10. Oh, excuse me, 10 out of 10. The book was really good. I do have one more book left to go, but before I get to that, actually, I might basically do the next book, and then I'll go. I did discover this app does contain three books for the Darkness, so I probably will do that after I do the next book. I'll put out the Darkness, yes. So that's going to be pretty much it for particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and I will see you all tomorrow for Apothecary Diaries and the return of, excuse me, Our Last Crusade, or the Rise of a New World. Yeah, that's coming back tomorrow. Okay? The next video. Bye.